Hi, this is Dave Pellegrinelli from AFX Title Search. And talking to our thousands of customers, we find that a lot of people are interested in the basics of doing a title search. When we spoke to our friends at foreclosure.com, we found that people who are buying foreclosure records and foreclosure lists are interested in understanding the basics behind running a title search as well. So for our customers and our customers that are our friends at foreclosure.com, let me explain to you the basics of running a title search. The first thing to understand is that title records are indexed and stored by name, not by address. What that means is that when you look for records on a property, such as liens and mortgages, you're not going to find a folder labeled, let's say, 12 Main Street for a certain property. What's going to happen is those records are going to be spread out over different books and different volumes based on the name of the person that has the lien or mortgage in their name. So what you have to start with is there's what's called a name index in the land records. And the name index will have a book and page of a document that's associated with a certain name. So for example, if the property you're running a title search on is owned by, let's say, Bob Smith, what you do is you look in the name index for Bob Smith and it will give you the book and page of all the documents in that name. And what you want to do is you want to pull those documents from those book and page locations. Now, what you're going to find is a lot of those documents may not be for your property. First of all, there may be more than one Bob Smith. Second of all, Bob Smith may have more than one property. What you want to do is you want to get all the documents. Don't try to filter them out during the collection process. Grab everything you can. Then what you do is you do what's called title abstracting. You take that pile of documents you've accumulated and you go through them one by one to see, first of all, which ones go with your property, which ones don't. Once you've identified which ones go with your subject property, you look through to see which ones are still active. For example, there may be liens which have been released, mortgages which may have been paid off. They're still going to show up on that list, but there'll also be a corresponding release, eliminating that document from being active on the title. So once you go through and you abstract out all those documents, you look at what's left. That will be what's current on the property. For example, there may be liens, there may be mortgages, maybe a second mortgage, and that's what you'll base your title research on. The other documents may be of interest to you. They may give you some intelligence on that property. For example, it may show you other properties that the owner of your property owns. It may show relatives of that person that own other properties. And it may give you a pattern of their loans in the past on that property. Did they refinance every couple years? Were their interest rates higher or lower? Did they take equity out? Which may help you if you're working on a short sale, if you're working on a direct sale with that customer. The last thing to look at is there are various sources of electronic records for title documents. You can go online. Some counties have title documents posted online. There may be third-party sources. One thing to keep in mind is that electronic records or online records are probably not going to be as accurate as physically going to the courthouse in person. You might think it's going to save you some time pulling them from your desk, but when you're looking at a potential investment of hundreds of thousands of dollars, you don't want to miss something or have something that you didn't show up in the land records online, where if you had gone to the courthouse directly, it would be there. Take a look at the disclaimers on the online records databases, and usually they'll tell you that they may not be the complete archive of everything that belongs to that property. Keep that in mind. The other thing is, it's always better to have a professional do a search for you, because they may know to look in other places for certain things that may not show up in the land records, such as civil suits, UCC filings, and that kind of thing. But you probably get a head start and at least get some idea from doing a title search yourself. As always, if you want more detailed information, you can always go to our website, titlesearchcourse.com, where we have a comprehensive training manual.